sorry, the U.S. apparently has a 92 as a team captain. And I don't have 92 on here. Let me see if there's one in this book. Nope. All right. Let me.
There's a saying that everything is bigger in Texas. It most certainly applies to both the home of the Cowboys and the 7th installment of the International Bowl.
Last high school game of your career before you signed up on the dotted line.
Just knowing that I'm going to Dallas Stadium and I'm representing my whole country is just a big honor and blessing.
4 games so far pitting U.S. and Canada at the 2016 International Bowl presented by USA Football. United States teams have won 2. Canada's teams have won 2. A pivotal Game 5, the U.S. Under-18 Select Squad against an Under-18 team from the province of Ontario. Hello, good afternoon, everyone, from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas on ESPN3. I'm David Salzman alongside Greg Tepper. Greg, earlier today we saw the U.S. Under-16 team dominate the Under-16 squad from the province of Alberta. Football in Ontario, however, a little more developed. This very much expects to be a closer game.
Absolutely. This is going to be a more competitive game, at least from what we expect. And a lot of that has to do with, in the same way that you think about football in the United States, that football is bigger in Texas or in California and Ohio than it is maybe in Vermont or in North Dakota or other areas. There are areas that are stronger in football in that same way. In Canada, Ontario, one of the strongholds of football Canada.
Captains for the Under-18 Select Team presented by Sports Authority. The quarterback, Kenny Pickett from Oakhurst, New Jersey. From Palm Coast, Florida, it's Nicholas Kubia. Tommy Korobanis from Essex, Vermont. And Big John Cron, 6'9", 4'10", from Riverside, California. Flag bearer is Jared Davis. The captains for Ontario, Adam Iriomi, Cameron Lawson, Alex Douglas, Gordon Lamb, and the flag bearer is Gabriel Simoniak. U.S. won the opening toss, elected to defer the option to the second half. And so we'll see the Ontario offense out on the field first. Deontay Jones has the ball teed up from the 40. Game 2 of 3, and an onside kick to begin the contest, recovered by the United States. He can't advance it, but Jalen Cromwell gives the U.S. the ball first.
Razzle-dazzle, Darryl Patton, the coach for the United States Under-18 Select Team, pulls out the trick as the kicker, Deontay Jones, it looks like, is able to put it perfectly, and Canada none the wiser. And an early steal here for the United States, and the offense gets to work.
And so it'll be from the Ontario 45, Kenny Pickett from Ocean Township High School in Oakhurst, New Jersey. He will be playing on Saturdays one day, already receiving FBS offers and going deep on first down, and a leaping grab made, getting a foot in bounds. Christopher Bell from Kankakee, Illinois.
A dream start for the United States. They recover the onside kick and say, hey, let's go for it all. Kenny Pickett goes deep, and what a catch by the wide receiver. Christopher Bell goes up, high points the ball, comes down with it, foot in bounds. Big play for the United States.
Harha's ball had good coverage, but an even better catch. Quick hitch to the far side, and a good tackle made on Isaiah Karan.
That's Adam Ariomi on the tackle. And you know, if you're Ontario, you got to feel like you're just dazzled by the opening to this. Got to calm this game down.
Starters presented by Shock Doctor. Pickett at quarterback. Taylor O'Neill, Givens at running back. Perron, Bell, Callie at wideout. Jarick Ryan, the tight end. Kurabanis, Wellsbury, Bates, Hale, and Pfeiffer, the offensive line, as that ball sails through the hands of Jarick Ryan from nearby Mansfield, Texas. And the starters for Ontario: Lawson, Lander, Paciocco, and Ramsey, the defensive line. In the 4-3, Andrews, Wright, and Sutcliffe are the linebackers. Hutchinson, Van Engelsport, Ball, and Iriomi at defensive back.
This feels like a big play for Ontario. You've been punched in the mouth, and here with the trick play.
As they do the reverse and then the throw, it's Callie to Kenny Pickett, the quarterback, and Pickett is brought down at the 6, but that is 3 yards shy of the first down marker.
Yeah, basically try to get a little razzle-dazzle in the early going, and Daryl Patton, the coach for the United States, pulling out all the stops, trying to steal a score here early. Ontario, good awareness to be ready for that play, force a field goal attempt.
Shamari Hutchinson, surprisingly, the only player listed on this Ontario roster from Toronto, with great pursuit and with the stop that will set up this field goal try for Deontay Jones. Jones from Fayetteville, North Carolina. 22 yards. And the kick is no good, wide right. So after the onside kick and razzle-dazzle by the U.S., setting up shop for them, they still are unable to put points on the board, and Ontario dodges the bullet. Yeah,
you got to think that Ontario is pleased as punch with that field goal sailing wide. Basically, the United States threw the kitchen sink at them in the first minute and 40 seconds of this game, and they come up empty. And now time for Ontario to go to work.
Alexander Douglas is the quarterback from Cambridge, Ontario. Good size, 6'3", 188. A 4 wide set for Ontario. This will be their first offensive play of the afternoon. Brandon McDonald in motion. And Douglas rolling out. And that almost picked off. Good anticipation defensively, Jalen Cromwell. And the starters presented by Shock Doctor offensively for Ontario. Again, Douglas at quarterback, Brandon McDonald, Tavia Shand at running back, Lamb, Langley, Benjamin the wideouts, Russell Johnson, DeBerardo, Johnston, Desjardins, and Goodall up front. A good-sized offensive line for Ontario. Hemingway, Byers, Carrier, Kubiet up front for the U.S. defensively. Douglas, Foster, and Davis at linebacker. Jones, Portillo, Aguilar, and Cromwell, the secondary. On the sweep to the far side, this is Shand in good pursuit by the Americans defensively.
Yeah, great sideline-to-sideline pursuit here from the linebacker core. It's going to be key to get off of blocks off the second level because this is a very big, explosive offensive line for the Canadian front. It's going to be key for this linebacking core to stay clean, stay free of blockers, and get out to the sideline.
And no doubt the size up front for Ontario much bigger than what we saw for Alberta in our first game. The difference in size between these two teams certainly less than what we saw in game number 1. 3rd and 7. A 3-man front for the United States. Douglas to throw. Going deep, far side for Gordon Lamb. A good diving effort, but the ball out of his reach.
One thing we've seen from Ontario goes 3 and out. One thing we've seen, they've been under center. We have not seen that a lot in this competition. A lot of shotgun for the Canadian teams. Generally, they've been operating out of the pistol formation. Here, they're under center, try to go deep and pick up a whole lot, and not able to hook up, forcing a 3 and out.
Gabriel Semeniuk from Caledon, Ontario, with the punt as Ontario goes 3 and out. And they'll kick that away from Kyrie Callie. Good field position for the United States on its second drive. Coming up, the International Bowl presented by USA Football on ESPN3.
It's just vital that programs like Heads Up continue to be heard. You know, you're talking about teamwork, you're talking about discipline, you're talking about understanding the value of hard work and knowing that, hey, if I sweat and this is hard and we do this together, there's a great outcome, or maybe there's not, and then you learn how to recover from that. I just think the benefits of football can't be overstated. USA Football for a better, safer game.
This is where the real coaching happens, where playing gets safer and the game gets better, where rituals become a rite of passage and X's and O's turn into pure celebration. This is where individuals become a team, where hard work is rewarded, where differences are left at home. This is USA Football.
David Salzman, Greg Tepper from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, host for the second consecutive year to the International Bowl presented by USA Football. This wonderful week of football, corroboration between USA Football and Football Canada. Not every game is pitted teams from both countries. We saw two U.S. under 14 and under 15 teams on Wednesday. But for the most part, when we have seen these U.S. and Canadian teams, the games have been one-sided. They haven't been all the U.S.'s way. 4 one-sided games, but the game split at 2 apiece.
And the first one, was really the most competitive one. And really, that was only competitive for a half. The Canadian defense in that under-19 national team against the under-19 national teams basically going at it, and were able to play to a draw basically the first half. From there, the United States kind of got out of their funk offensively and hit the gas and ended up winning rather comfortably. But so far, this has been, we're just getting started here, less than 3 minutes into this game. But already these teams seem a little more evenly matched.
Kenny Pickett at quarterback for the second consecutive possession. He's already been offered by Temple in Toledo, and many more to come, you think. In fact, head coach Daryl Patton told us before the game, when he gets back to Fayetteville, Arkansas, where he coaches high school ball, he's going to call a lot of coaches and tell them, you want to look at number 16. No gain on the scramble.
Yeah, and you're seeing just the winning at the line of scrimmage right now is Canada. You see the outstanding rip move there from the big defensive tackle, Temi Oalaje, out of Brampton. Great move there to get in and force the pressure.
Second down, 10. Mentioned one player on Ontario listed from Toronto, a number from the Toronto area, such as Brampton, as no flag. That pass looked to be on target for Bill, but it was Ball getting his hand in there.
Yeah, Harge's Ball just kind of throws a hand up here at the last moment and is able to, I hate to say get lucky, but he just kind of throws it up there and is able to get a forearm on it. If you're going to watch this play, a little bit of hand fighting, but gets his arm up there and knocks it away to force a 3rd and 10 for the Americans.
Taylor O'Neill Givens in the backfield from McKinney, Texas, here in the Dallas area. Another deep throw. This one for Callie, and Callie holds it in for the first down in double coverage.
Talk about high pointing the ball. Kyrie Callie at 6'4" out of Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, going to go up, even with help coming from the safety, able to go up and grab it. It's clear in the early going that the United States believes they have an advantage going deep on this Ontario defense.
He beats Chase Boycott. Ball at the 27 of Ontario. Right up the middle, the first carry. O'Neill Givens hammered down to the turf, but not before he gains a dozen.
From just north of here, McKinney, Texas, a suburb of Dallas, and he's able to find a burst. And you want to talk about little things? How about Kenny Pickett carrying through with the fake, kind of freezes the safeties for a moment, helps them get a few extra yards.
They run hurry up, and Ontario calls timeout. There was a flag down, perhaps for 12 men on the field, but I think they got the timeout in quick enough.
Canada. It's their first charge timeout of the half. It's a 30-second timeout.
So they'll have 2 left, and with 8:01 to go first quarter, this tempo and pace by the Americans giving Ontario trouble.
And remember, these teams have not been together for too long. Most of these teams have been together less than a week. I believe these teams showed up on Monday. So they've only been together for about 5 days. So the tempo can be a real advantage for the United States. And you have to imagine that Daryl Patton, the head coach for the Americans, said, you know what? Let's just go at it, throw everything we've got at them early, and try to overwhelm this Ontario team.
All these players born on or after January 1st, 1998, as we see Daryl Patton, the head coach, the under-18 select team. This presented by Just Play Solutions. Also, the head coach at Fayetteville High School in Arkansas. He and his coaching staff have known each other for 10, 15 years. So it's always great for all of them to come together. Most of this coaching staff from the state of Arkansas. And going to the end zone, Pickett had his man, and dropping the football is Karan.
Oh, that one's going to haunt Isaiah Karan. That one is right in his grasp. A beautiful play-action rollout here from Kenny Pickett. Squares his shoulders, finds his man. He's got him beat. It's a perfect throw. Karan's just got to haul that one in, and he knows he's got it. You saw the reaction after the drop. That is one he knows that he can and should catch.
A lot of zip on the ball off the back foot. Maybe setting up the screen here. Can Pickett find a man open? He does, and it's dropped. Some zip on the ball for O'Neal Gibbons, but he's unable to haul it in. Flag is down.
You know, they might get him for illegal touching. He may have gone out of bounds, and come back inbounds and been the first to touch it.
Our referee, John Belter from Amarillo, Texas. This is an all-Texas crew. The flag is down at the 7. As we await the call.
Ineligible downfield. USA, number 64. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Ty Clary, who plays for Darrell Patton at Fayetteville High School in Arkansas, called for the penalty.
That's what happens if you're not able to get the screen pass all set up. All of a sudden, your offensive lineman stranded downfield and getting called for penalties.
Ontario looking for the big stop. United States missing a field goal on its first drive, facing 2nd and 15 and going deep. This time, Karan hauls it in for the score.
Redemption for Isaiah Karan out of Oakdale, Minnesota. St. Paul stand up. And a beautiful ball here from Kenny Pickett. They're able to get him matched up out of the backfield against a linebacker. And that is a one-on-one matchup they're going to win every single time. Beautiful ball here from Kenny Pickett. And Isaiah Karan says, I got this one, guys.
Great job looking at that, Greg, because you're right. Jack Andrews was beaten in coverage by Karan.
Swinging gate here.
Swinging gate, and looks like the United States will go for 2. Pickett in at quarterback. And Pickett looking to throw. 2 men in front of him, and too many jerseys in red. Nolan Wright brings Pickett down, preventing the 2-point try. 6-0 United States. 7:36 to go, first quarter. Game 2 of 3 today from AT&T Stadium at the International Bowl.
You can be the best in your house.
And then your state.
Then get all the love.
You can be the best in this house.
You could be faster than the fastest.
You can carry on a legacy.
Then add a couple of these, and then make everyone want to be like you.
And you can stop there, but you won't, because you're not done yet.
For the athletes moving the game forward, Gatorade's creating the fuel to do the same. Fueling today, fueling the future.
There's so many lessons to be learned in sports, and I think football is the greatest team game of all sports. You know, things like making a commitment, hard work, discipline. I mean, all these things are things that can really help you be more successful in life. Coaching is teaching. Teaching has the ability to inspire learning. Coaching a player in a drill, trying to help him get better, that's what I enjoy the most. USA football for a better, safer game.
David Salzman, Greg Tepper from the International Bowl. Second consecutive year it's been held at this wonderful place, AT&T Stadium, deep at the heart of Arlington, Texas. 6-0 USA. Kenny Pickett finding Isaiah Karan for a 21-yard strike. 2-point attempt, no good, and Ontario will get the ball for the second time.
You catch people looking up. That's because basically the world's largest TV is above them. And honestly, it's a little hard to keep your eyes off of. I don't blame these kids one bit.
An opportunity for the fans to easily get seats in the lower level of AT&T Stadium. A wee bit harder to do, I'm told, during NFL Sundays here.
Yeah, from what I understand, that I think that these might be half the price of a Cowboys ticket.
Half the price.
Maybe even more percentage.
And no PSLs either to get into AT&T Stadium this week. It's been a fun week. Lots of good football, and future of U.S. and Canadian football is healthy, that's for sure. Deep kick for Skylar DeLong, and Ontario will take over at its own 20.
It's a little thing, but I'm pretty sure that's the first touchback we've seen this weekend. We haven't seen a lot of them. We've seen more than our fair share of big kickoff returns. So if you're Skylar DeLong and you can just boot it through the back of the end zone, why not?
And a new right away, my mistake, 25, not 20, as Ontario will take over. We saw Alex Douglas, a good-looking quarterback, much like Kenny Pickett, able to scramble, throw accurately. The pressure of the United States getting to Ontario on its first drive, and Douglas at quarterback again, standing at 6'3", 188 from Cambridge. Straight handoff on first down. Yeah, good cutback. Shifty runner. Getting to the 30-yard line for a gain of 5. Yeah, that was Shand.
Yeah, they're going to be using a number of running backs here. You got to think that they like their depth at the running back position between Brandon McDonald and Tavian Shand. A couple of other guys can carry the ball as well. Conrad Hendon, Alex Buccieri out of Brampton. They've got a lot of weapons back there. You got to think they're going to spread it out.
As you mentioned earlier, these Canadian teams not afraid to go under center. The handoff, though, off left tackle. Nothing doing as Shand is thrown back. Forward progress gets him to the line of scrimmage.
And there's that gang tackling that we've been seeing all week from the Canadian squads, but not necessarily from the United States squads. That's a great job of simply swarming to the football. One guy slows him down, the rest of them come and clean it up. It sets up 3rd and medium here for the Canadians, about 3rd and 5.
Yep, they need the 35 as we approach the midway point of the first quarter. Our second of 3 games today. U.S. under-16 squad earlier today routed Alberta's under-16 team 43-6. Tonight, approximately 7 o'clock Central, U.S. under-17 national team against the Ontario under-17 squad. And miscommunication cutting inside was Gordon Lamb, and Douglas thought he was running the out.
Talk about zigging when you're one guy thinks you're zigging, the other thinks you're zagging, and falls incomplete. That's twice on 3rd down they've gone to Lamb. Looking like he's going to be their main target today. Remember, we don't have film on these teams. A lot of these teams have only been together for about a week, so we don't have film on them, and more importantly, the coaches don't have film on them.
Most of the scouting the United States coaches have done against any Canadian team comes through YouTube.
Miracles never cease.
Saminiak with a flag down, and dropping the ball on the fair catch was Kelly, but he's able to haul it in way back at the 21. Let's see what the flag is all about. There's 2 flags at the line of scrimmage. So it's the U.S. having trouble with that fair catch. Of course, there's no fair catch in Canadian football.
Illegal formation, Canada. 4 more in the backfield. The penalty's 5 yards. Replay, 4th down.
The U.S. will be happy to have Canada repunt.
And the other thing to remember here is that Kyrie Cali is basically staring into the sun. I know this is a domed stadium, but it actually sits east to west. So the sun here, it's about 4:23 p.m. local time. Sun's starting to go down, and Kyrie Cali going to have to deal with the glare coming through those windows in the west side of the stadium. Sunset's in the west, right?
Yes, correct.
Still?
I believe so.
Okay.
Cali, 6'4", 205 from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, has already committed to play college football at Bowling Green. And he'll have room to return. This punt from the 35. Gets a nice block. Reversing field. Past midfield. He wanted to keep going before Nolan Wright chased him out of bounds, but what a return for Kyrie Kelly.
Yeah, really nice awareness here and reading your blocks. You're going to see he's going to get a nice block there and then cut it back. That shiftiness is really impressive. You can understand why Bowling Green was early on him. A little stutter step there at the end, getting the ball into Canadian territory, and Ontario's defense is going to need to find some answers, especially back in the secondary.
U.S. with the opening kickoff, but a surprise onside kick. They would recover but miss a field goal. But the United States scoring on its last drive as the quarterback Kenny Pickett found Isaiah Caron for a 21-yard strike. Now second down.
Sebastian Paciaco is just going to say no, 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 no. Do his Dikembe Mutombo impression and get the paw up, swat this thing down. Great job getting separation from his blocker, Tommy Corbanis.
Quick throw, Pickett finds Kelly. Kelly pushed back, but he was able to get to about the 34. That's close to the marker.
And that's the advantage of taking some early shots. That's going to open up everything underneath so that then when you're running these 8-9 patterns, that's going to make it a lot easier for those safeties to back off of you.
They give him a fairly good mark. It is 3rd and inches, and we may have a measurement. In fact, no measurement needed. Our referee, John Belcher, says move the chain. So it's 1st and 10, as they'll reset the play clock. Kenny Pickett, class of 2017. Already offered by Temple and Toledo, among other schools. All Division and All Shore Conference at Ocean Township High School in New Jersey. Kelly in traffic, a short gain on first down.
And again, Paciaco is the one not fooled on this, and he's going to read the screen, get down the line quickly, and break up that screen pass before it can really get legs underneath it.
Going quickly. And nice catch on the low throw as Bell is wrapped up about a yard shy of the first down marker.
Second time we've called his name, and this is a really impressive catch. This is a tough ball. First of all, he spots it late, and then he gets down and goes and gets it. That is a tougher catch than it looks. Able to pick up 9 yards, make it 3rd and 1. If he drops that, all of a sudden you're looking at 3rd and 10, and that's not where the United States wants to live.
They need the 23. Caron. Good cut inside for the first down to the USA in the red zone.
Boy, Isaiah Caron just absolutely leaves his man in the dust. Watch this move. Just whoop! And he's gone. First down for the Americans. Quite a move there.
From the 17. On the slant. And the good turn by Bell. And that's enough. He gets into the end zone. Touchdown, United States. What a run after the catch, Christopher Bell.
Sensational awareness from Christopher Bell as he's going to take it, know where his defender is, and simply pivot out. Once he does that, he's able to hit the gas, get to the end zone. No surprise for the product of Kankakee, Illinois. They are celebrating in Illinois. I'm out.
12-0 now as they'll run the swinging gate again. Well, Pickett has been in control, but what a receiving core. Bell and Callie. Caron as well. Now they'll line up in the traditional sense, but it looks like they'll go for 2. Brock Hall is in at quarterback. Big 6'4" quarterback from Casa Grande Union in Arizona, and he will throw and finds his man for the 2-point try. Adrian Avalos from Chicago makes it 14-0.
Bogan High School in Chicago stand up as Avilas is going to get free, coming underneath behind the offensive line, and again matched up with a linebacker. That's going to be an opportunity for them every time, and when you got a big tight end like that, 6'2", 190 pounds out of the Chicago area, you're going to make them pay. And right now the United States has drawn up a game plan that has got Canada on its heels. Little things like this, where they're getting single coverage on the outside, the ball getting out to Christopher Bell, and he's going to pivot out and get in there. when you get that single coverage and you got the speed advantage, you might as well use it.
I mean, it's rare, even 2 seconds after the snap, that Pickett still has the ball in his hands. Quick throws so that defensive pressure doesn't get to him.
So impressive for, again, a team that's only been together for about a week, and yet it seems like their timing is on point. They are all on the same page. Everything is working well. They're able to run timing routes like those slants, and that's a huge advantage over this Ontario team right now.
So all U.S., not in this game, but today overall, 43-6, the U.S. under-16 squad led by their super quarterback, Jalen Maiden. 4 touchdown passes, 1 touchdown run. So the U.S. knocked off the Alberta under-16 team. Now, this more experienced squad from Ontario. What a test they're getting from the U.S. under-18 select team. We saw the under-18 national team Wednesday night get shut out by the Canadian under-18 squad, with the select team stepping up and trying to give the U.S. a 3-2 lead at the International Bowl. As they step out on special teams, the return limited to just the 21.
And now we're going to see what this Ontario offense does a bit with its back against the wall. Do they start trying to plow ahead with this big offensive line, see if they can push ahead running the ball? We've seen a lot of basically them getting behind the chains. And it's clear that this is not an offense that's built for big plays. They want to plod down the field and extend these drives. If they can break a play, they'll certainly work with it. But essentially, they're going to need to start picking up 3, 4, 5 yards on first down to stay ahead of the chains.
Alexander Douglas under center. And he'll swing it up to Shand. Shand has shown good speed here today. And right there, getting about 10.
He's slight. He's only 5'6", 150 pounds, but when you can get this kind of blocking out on the outside, that's certainly going to help. And the burst to turn it upfield, and all of a sudden, zoom, he gets up there, finds that little crease, gets the first down for the Ontarians.
From 31, Tavian Shand from Kitchener. With the nice grab. Now Douglas in the shotgun, Ontario in the pistol. Shand with the carry. Able to slip away from the grab of the shirt. Matthew Boardfield thought he would have the tackle. Instead, Shand is able to get 5, close to 6.
Yeah, slippery little run there. It looks like he's going to get stopped behind the line, but he's able to shake 1, 2 tackles here. As you're going to see, he's going to take it and then cut it to the right. He's got a lead blocker there in 66, Ryan Goodall. But this is all Tavian Shand. He is able to keep his legs driving and, again, keep Canada ahead of the chains.
And give him 6 to the 37, 2nd down and 4. Ontario players wearing their high school helmets. That's why they're all different. And the flinch by the defensive line, I believe, forced the right guard and Goodall to move early. Was there contact beforehand, however?
Offside, defense number 40, 5-yard penalty. As a result of the penalty, first down.
Yeah, they will get Boardfill for the penalty. And another first down on this drive, the second for Ontario. Two Kenny Pickett touchdown passes, giving this U.S. team a 14-0 lead. 21 yards to Isaiah Caron and 17 yards to Christopher Bell. Ontario looking to answer from its own 42. Another run for Shand and another hole. Close to 12 on the carry for Shand.
Yeah, Ontario's figured it out. They figured out where they're going to have an advantage, and number 60, Scott Johnston, just blows up his man and gets that seam there for Tavian Shand, and all of a sudden, this Canadian offense is cooking with gas.
Scott Johnston, 6'3", 295 from Hamilton, home of the Tiger Cats, opening up the hole in Ontario from the U.S. 47. Now the handoff to Brandon McDonald, who is lined up in the slot, and he may have enough for the first down.
Oh, Coach Kirby Chamberlain is a man after my own heart. This is an old wing T play. That's all that is, the inside give there to the big man, Brandon McDonald, and he plows forward for another first down, and all of a sudden, this big Canadian, this big Ontario offensive line is imposing its will on this defense.
The left tackle at 270, the left guard, Johnston, at 295. Whether straight ahead or pulling, they'll pull here. This time, Shan nowhere to go. One too many times on the run. Jace Harris snuffed that out. He's from Tennessee Colony, Texas.
Cayuga High School as Jace Harris shoots in there and breaks this play up in the backfield. Great play there to just beat your man. You know, sometimes if they're bigger than you, you just got to be faster than them. And a great first step there from Jace Harris to get in the backfield and stop him for a loss.
Yep, loss of 1, second down at 11. This may be the last play of quarter number 1. Easily the best drive of the game for Ontario. Douglas pressured, swarmed and sacked. Don't mark him at the 44. Laddie Skarecki, one of the Americans there from Naperville, Illinois, and all of a sudden Ontario moving all the way back. They'll have 3rd and 17 when we return. We played a quarter, 14-0, U.S. under-18 select team over their friends from Ontario and their under-18 squad at the International Bowl. How we doing? I'm all right. Wish we'd have a closer game. Nothing. The United States under-18 select team over the Ontario under-18 squad as we're about to begin the second quarter of action. 14-0. The USA under-18 select team leading the Ontario under-18 squad. We're about to begin the second quarter. Ontario looked impressive to begin this, their 3rd drive of the contest, but now face 3rd and 17 from the United States 44. A 3-man front for the United States, and they'll bring 3. And still they pressure Douglas, who's being chased. Has a man open. Nick Langley with the catch. And perhaps Ontario goes for it. A decision to make now as the ball's marked at the 31, 4 yards shy of the marker.
Great pressure here. As you mentioned, just bringing 3. If you're able to get pressure with 3, that's going to be very good for the future for this United States under-18 selecting. Great poise here from Alexander Douglas to flushed from the pocket, doesn't panic, finds his man, and makes this a 4th and manageable if they choose to go for it, and I think they will.
Yep, 4th and 4. You see Langley from Windsor, Ontario with the grab. And from the U.S. 31, Ontario will look to extend the drive. Douglas under center, Shandon in the backfield. Here comes the blitz. The hitch. And cutting inside, he's able to get enough. The extension of the arm just for good measure. Gordon Lamb on the grab.
And once again, on the critical downs, they go to Gordon Lamb. He's easily, and you can see why, on that play. He's able to get it, cut it inside, beat a man, get a nice block on the outside, pick up the first down. Great play, very shifty is this Gordon Lamb. You're going to see just a quick out. He's going to hitch, get a nice block from 66, cut inside, and get the first down. Ontario at 3rd and 18 manages to pick it up.
A bunched up formation on the bottom of your screen. 4 wides overall from the U.S. 26. A high snap. Oh, no, great job by Douglas just to haul it in as he lands on the ground, but for a loss of 6.
Honestly, that's a great play. What Alexander Douglas did there, again, staring into the sun here, it's a high snap. He's able to tip it to himself and just fall on it. At that point, just cut your losses, live to see another down. It ends up being a loss of 6, but it could have been a lot worse.
So 2nd down and 16. Ontario 3rd and 17 earlier this drive. Still able to convert the first down 2 plays later. Looking for their first points of the game. Just 38 yards for Ontario in the first quarter, 139 for the United States. Blitz coming. Going deep, Lamb gets ahead of the coverage, catch made, 1st and goal, Ontario.
Another just really poised play here from Alexander Douglas. They bring 7, but when they bring 7, there's going to be a man in single coverage. It's Gordon Lamb. He spots him, and Lamb gets behind Mato Pacheco out of Montclair, California, and right now you're seeing why they're going at Gordon Lamb. That's a tremendous catch over the shoulder to get them inside the 10-yard line down to the 5, and things are looking up here for this Ontario offense.
That could not have been thrown any better. 1st and goal, Ontario. Sham the carry, wrapped up right away. 2 Americans there. Sean Kenyuk and also Jared Davis.
Just beating their man, getting inside leverage, getting there and just waiting for the running back here. This is a gut check time here for the United States defense. Ontario has right now driven all the way down the field, and they're about to punch it in. Holding them to a field goal attempt here would be very good news for the Americans.
Yeah, this is a long drive. We have the break, of course, at the end of the first quarter. But Ontario eating up a lot of clock. I'd love to hit pay dirt here. Alexander Bucheri is the tailback. Sham, though, the carry, and is he hammered? Zach Douglas.
Zach Douglas from Millville, New Jersey is going to beat his man inside, and bang. They're trying to go with that old wing T play again, the inside give, but simply put, the linebacker reads it, reacts, and dominates at the line of scrimmage, drops him for a loss, and now 3rd and goal for the Canadians from the 7, and I wonder if the United States is not going to dial up pressure here.
There's Douglas with a big 2nd down stop. 4 on the line right now for the United States. Just 1 defensive back in the end zone. They'll swing it out. Bucheri able to slip a tackle and still on his feet. Finally, it takes 3 Americans to bring him down. That's Bucheri at 5'7", 150. Able to get to the 6. A heck of an effort.
Just slippery. He's able here, and he should be down right here. But he's able to slip a man, get loose again. The United States reinforcements are there, and it's going to take like 6 different guys to bring down this little guy. They finally drop him after a very eventful gain of 1 and a field goal attempt forthcoming for the Canadians. But wow. Alexander Bucheri, impressive.
Yeah, Cameron Vale and Deontay Jones finally on the stop. And 4th and goal from the 6. Ontario will look for points. Gabriel Simoniak. And he booms. This 22-yard field goal through. So Ontario on the board, but the U.S. holds them to 3, a 14-3 lead for the U.S. Under-18 select team. The 2016 International Bowl presented by USA Football.
Well, USA Football, educating and bringing people up to speed as far as the safety, as far as the proper techniques, is something that cannot be overlooked in our sport, and it's something that's one of the reasons I like to coach. You're involved in something bigger than you. It teaches you to be selfless and to care about your teammate. And that's why I do what I do. That's why we teach so hard. I call that a fundamental. USA Football for a better, safer game.
This is where the real coaching happens. Where playing gets safer and the game gets better. Where rituals become a rite of passage and X's and O's turn into pure celebration. This is where individuals become a team. Where hard work is rewarded. Where differences are left at home. This is USA Football.
The International Bowl on ESPN3 is brought to you by Riddell, the official helmet and shoulder pad of USA Football. By Gatorade, the official sports nutrition partner of USA Football. By Sports Authority, official sporting goods retail partner of USA Football. And by Upper Deck, official football card provider of the U.S. national team.
Kirby Camplin, hoping for 7, settles for 3, head coach of the Ontario Under-18 squad, graduate of the University of Ottawa, president of the Cornwall Minor Football Association, and also a head coach in the Ottawa Varsity Football League. You can see him all over the web. He is so active, not just in the city, but the entire province of Ontario, spreading the good word about football up in Ontario, up north.
So one thing I noticed about Gabriel Semeniuk, the kicker for this Ontario team, 2 things. First of all, left-footed. Don't see a lot of left-footed kickers. Although, yeah, left-footed here. He's going to go behind there. You don't see that. The other thing, that was a 23-yard field goal. That would have been good from about 45. He banged it through there.
Now look at Kirby Camplin presented by Just Play Solutions. And did that touch Derek Ryan? Because if so, yep, the U.S. is going to get the ball at the 2. Little indecision by Ryan cost him.
Yeah, the Mansfield product from Mansfield High School here just west of here. Just kind of lets it slip through his hands, and at that point, he kicks it out of bounds. Great, terrible field position here for the United States. This is a guy who's usually very sure-handed, but Derek Ryan not able to haul it in.
So Kenny Pickett, been the quarterback for the United States throughout this contest, and he has looked awfully good. 9 of 12 passing, 122 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. A 4-wide set as Pickett will take the snap from the end zone. And running the hitch to Callie. Well, what a good job staying with him the whole way, Adam Iriomi.
Yeah, great tackle there and great swarming pressure from this team. This Ontario team is playing a single high safety, which is why I think the United States thinks they can beat them deep.
Callie again, same play. Just trying to get a few yards to get out from deep in its own end.
And at 6'4", 205, why not? I mean, he's got the bulk and he's got the size to really mow over some people and get a first down.
781 yards receiving, 10 touchdowns. Callie at Bishop McDevitt High School in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Now showing off his stuff here at AT&T Stadium. That crowd gets the United States to the 17.
Will they run it a 4th time in a row? That is the exact same play 3 times in a row. We'll see if it ain't broke,
Callie played on the under-17 national team, and flags down here ruling the play dead.
False start, number 61, 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
It's on Tommy Kurabanis.
That's a shame for the United States because they had them primed and fooled on that one. They were going to fake that same play to the other side and run Christopher Bell on a go route, basically a hitch and go, and it turns out, they've had the other wide receiver out there blocking for him. He was instead going to run straight downfield. He was wide open.
Ball now just shy of the 12. Pickett finds Bell wide open. Past the 25-yard line. That's enough for the first down.
It's not as really fun to run a post pattern, but right there, that's a technical route there from Christopher Bell as he's going to sit down and kind of follow his quarterback along with it. Just cuts, gets inside, gets open, gets a first down.
Pickett again to throw. Scrambling as he sees some room straight ahead and brought down right around the marker. Nolan Wright on the tackle.
Terrific toughness here because he knows he's going to take a hit here. And he takes a couple of them, but is able to power through and get the first down.
Daryl Patton again saying when he gets back to Fayetteville, Arkansas, he's going to talk to a lot of coaches about Kenny Pickett. Maybe Britt Bellema, head coach of the University of Arkansas. I'm not sure Temple and Toledo will like that. They've already offered this young man a quarterback. Swinging it out to the near side, Denton Fugier, his first catch, and one of the loudest cheers we've heard today because there's plenty of fans wearing the number 5 jersey on the home side of AT&T Stadium.
Yeah, I count at least 8 of them down here who are all wearing the number 5 Fuguera jerseys, the Anahuac, Texas product, Anahuac High School down in the Golden Triangle area, as they call it, around Beaumont in the southeast corner of the state. They've traveled here to see that young man, and he gets them about 6 yards.
5'10", 205 is Fuguer. Second down and 4. U.S. from its own 43. And now spreading it out in big 99, John Jr. Cron, 6'9", 410, is lined up on the far side. They'll throw to the near side instead, Hunter Denton. And Denton with a big lead block from John McComas at 280 pounds from Katy, Texas, takes the ball to midfield.
Yeah, you literally just saw the biggest decoy in football history. As 99, they're going to do it again. John Cron, all 410 pounds of him at the top of your screen. Basically, the biggest lead blocker you could possibly have.
There's 2 men in red there. There's 3 in white. One is Cron, and still both players for Ontario are able to shed the blocks and make the stop for a loss. How about Sebastian Pachioko? One of the men there.
What a coaching battle this is. Obviously they're in this to win it, but when you don't have film on the other team, you might as well pull out all the stops.
That's a true 410 pounds to John Cron from Riverside, California, and Ontario swarming again. They get Fugier for a big loss back to the U.S. 44.
And that's Jack Andrews shooting in there and getting the stop. A guy who was beat on a touchdown but absolutely buries him. As you see, big John Cron, 6'9", 410. That's a big boy. I don't have a whole lot of better analysis than that.
You know what his goal is long-term? To study law enforcement. I think he'll prevent some crimes.
I'm going to call him yes, sir, right now.
3rd and 16. Pickett in trouble, and he loses the football. Ontario recovers. Cameron Lawson with the recovery. Kane Lander with the hit.
And Kane Lander, the defensive end, is going to beat the aforementioned John Cron off the edge. He simply overpowers him, gets around him. He's at the top of your screen, and he's going to beat him, get there, and no room to run there for the quarterback, and he is buried back there, drops the ball, and all of a sudden, Ontario, after an emphatic drive last time that ended in a field goal, has great field position with 3 minutes left in the half.
Cron picked up for 2 at the end. Lawson got out of the way. What a heck of an effort, though, by this Ontario defense after the U.S. was methodically moving the ball downfield. Now flags rule this play dead.
False start. 56, Canada. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's on John Anthony DeBerardo from Hamilton. So this key here, Greg. Ontario had 2 timeouts remaining. They have it at the U.S. 40, 1st and 15, looking to make it a 1-score game. You see just under 3 minutes remaining in the half.
And if you can, after being really punched in the mouth early, falling down 14-0, if they can claw back within 14-6 or 14-10, that would be a really, really nice start for this Canadian team.
Douglas. Intercepted! What anticipation at the throw. Melvin Briggs, the second from Holly Springs, North Carolina, and the United States gets the ball back.
Goodness gracious. I believe this is Deontay Jones who's going to pull this in basically one-handed. Are you kidding me? Young man, you get to ride in the front seat on the way home because you are a good guy at sports. It's a high throw, and it looks like, that's Deontay Jones who's going to haul it in from Fayetteville, North Carolina. He had 6 interceptions this year. Add another one to his record. Wow.
So the U.S. gets the ball back at its own 41. 2:50 left in the United States with 3 timeouts remaining. Ontario plays nickel. And pressured, Brock Hall at quarterback gets away and finds Hunter Denton. Denton in Ontario territory. They'll give him the first down, again at 12.
There is a flag down, and they might get an illegal man downfield. I think some of the offensive line thought that the quarterback was going to take off with it, and when he threw the ball, I think that ended up costing him, and that might turn a really great play into a loss.
Ineligible downfield. Number 99, USA. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
That's Cron moving upfield too early. So there he is. You saw the quick shot of Cron. Next to him, the right guard, Donovan Renberger, 6'6", 260.
Looks tiny in comparison.
150-pound difference. 1st and 15. Off the fake. And for the first time, we see Cameron Davis, and he's able to get it to the 38.
Terrific tackle here in the middle by Nolan Wright, the product of Ancaster. He wraps him up and will not let go. Drops him for basically a minimal gain.
Got 3 timeouts remaining for the U.S., 2 for Ontario as we approach the 2-minute mark. Davis looking to turn the corner on the scramble. Ontario is there. Shamari Hutchinson brings him down. Timeout call by the United States.
The first time we've seen Cameron Davis out of Temple, Texas and Central Texas, Belton High School Tiger.
Ontario's defense stepping up. Still down 14-3 to the United States. Under 2 minutes left, first half. After the quick start by the United States under-18 select team, 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. Now the more even game we expected, Greg Tepper, 14-3 with the U.S. having the football. They played all 3 quarterbacks this drive, and it'll be Kenny Pickett on 3rd and 16. Pickett stepping up. Now flushed out to his left. And will scramble, and with the first down marker at the Ontario 49, Pickett gets to be just 4 yards shy, 4th and 4.
This is great pocket presence here from Pickett. He's going to read it, coming behind it, step up in the pocket, and say, you know what, I'm going for it. And he ends up getting to the edge. Tremendous speed, actually. Really, for the signal caller, I'm really impressed with his burst here. He's going to come up 4 yards short, and it looks like a timeout, or no, he stepped out of bounds, so the clock has stopped. 4th down here. It looks like they're going to go for it.
It's interesting. They will go for it from their own 47, 4th and 4. Karan in motion. Quick pass, Bell. Whistles blow. Ontario might have called timeout before the snap, and they did.
Timeout, Canada.
And
that's their second charge timeout of the half.
Who knows? Maybe part of the strategy to go for it on 4th. You make Ontario burn a timeout. They have 1 left. That is the offense for the United States. stay on the field. Right now I still see Kenny Pickett and company on the field with their head coach and Daryl Patton.
And remember what this Ontario offense has been good at, though. Remember, this is not a big explosive offense. They want to grind it out, so maybe not enough time.
USA Football offers athletes in the 6th through 11th grades with the chance to train with the U.S. National Team Program, compete against top players from the region, and work with current NCAA coaches. Visit usafootball.com/regionals to find a location nearest you, as we see all the locations for the development camps.
We had a player, there was a Canada player asking for a trainer. Therefore, the stoppage in the clock was an injury timeout and not a team timeout. Therefore, Canada has 2 timeouts left in the half.
All right, as you see all the locations for the development camps late February through early June. You heard John Belcher mention that we'll add a timeout back to Ontario, so they will have 2 left. By the way, back to those regional development camps, USA Football scouts them heavily. They'll pick those players to come to the national development camp, and players from those national camps will come here to the International Bowl. As they go for it, it is Cali, and out of bounds right around the marker. It all depends on the mark, and they give him a pretty good mark to the 48. It looks like it's enough.
A lot going on in this one. They're going to make the Ontario team cover everything. They end up going with the end around, and what I thought was really interesting is that they pull Isaiah Caron, the backside wide receiver, around to lead block for him. A lot of movement to put up that kind of play in 1 week is really impressive.
Under 90 seconds left, Pickett throws. Oh, what a good catch made by Cali. Maybe we'll see it on the replay. Right as he turned, the ball was coming right at him, and he still had the hands and presence of mind to haul it in for a gain of 9.
And Pickett basically could only put that in one spot, and he did it. That's an impressive throw and catch.
They'll go no huddle. 2nd and 1. U.S. still with 2 timeouts remaining. Pickett wide open, has O'Neal Gibbons from the backfield, thrown down the hard tackle by Ball, but enough for the first to the 32.
Good finish here, but they're going to leak out O'Neal Gibbons, the McKinney product, out into the flat, and he's going to catch it. You can shake one of these tacklers, but you're not going to shake 2.
Pickett looking downfield, he'll scramble instead, and will go out of bounds. That stops the clock. 43 seconds left. What an impressive drive. They still have their 2 timeouts left, and now they're inside the Ontario 25.
And the ability to run here is something that is added a dimension to this offense. We saw early they were taking deep shots, and now the Ontario team's kind of woken up, dropped a few men deeper into coverage, but that's opening up running lanes for Pickett and company.
2nd and 2. Maybe getting a change in the play call from the sideline. Ontario had it in U.S. territory, but a great interception by Deontay Jones started this U.S. drive. And pressure coming. Pickett will go down. He's sacked. U.S. wants timeout to stop the clock, but the loss all the way back to the 35.
Credit Keisha King, the defensive back, for getting the sack in the end, but that was a true team effort. Full pressure USA from this front
30-second timeout.
Ended up.
That's their second charge timeout of the half.
First down marker of the 22. It'll be 3rd and 13 coming. 1 timeout remaining for the United States. Boy, Ontario's really stepped their game up. I think they were surprised having to adjust to the speed of the United States early.
Yeah, this is a fast, quick team. It's a quick-footed team in the United States.
Stay connected with USA Football. Join the USA Football and U.S. National Team conversation on your favorite social media channels by using hashtag #EarnYourStars. You can follow USA Football on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. And also follow the U.S. National Team on Twitter at USNFT.
I'm trying to figure out Snapchat. It's my New Year's resolution.
I haven't even gotten on Instagram. I stopped at Twitter. Straight draw by Pickett. Oh, and he slips on his cut. I think that was a straight draw all the way, but a good job by Apachiyoko forcing him to the outside. That's where the slip occurred. It's 4th and long.
And now they're bringing out what looks like the field goal unit? No, they're going to punt it away.
Well, Skylar DeLong's out on the field. But now you have the timeout called by Daryl Patton with 12 seconds remaining. That's the last one for the United States.
Timeout, USA. The 30-second timeout.
Why not
the third and final charge timeout of the half.
Why not try the field goal? Just 12 seconds left.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the more this makes sense. Where he's spotting it, it looks like it's going to be about a 53-yard field goal. All right. If he makes this, I will be really, really impressed. 53 yards is that's a whale of a field goal there. We'll see. But again, not a whole lot of downside here. Unless they block it and return it, you don't expect this Ontario team to, let's say he misses it, they're going to get the ball right there at the 43. You don't expect them to have the firepower to go 57 yards in basically what will end up being about 5 seconds.
DeLong rather, from Nation Ford High School in Fort Mill, South Carolina.
Certainly not, right?
Well, 53 yards.
53?
Brock Hall, the holder. Yeah, why not? Now, there is a man back for Ontario, and Adam Iriomi. U.S. has to be careful, and now they'll shift out. Looks like they'll go for it. Hall is one of the 3 quarterbacks for the United States. All the shifting around, and now flag down. A little too much razzle-dazzle. False start.
Hey, you can't say they're not having fun out there.
False start. Number 19, 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
I mean, they've only been here together since Sunday. If they were here the last month, they would have had a lot of trouble with all the motion in that play.
You know what I love? I love that he marked the tee. He put the tee out there to really sell it, right? He really wanted to make everybody think he was going to kick it. I'm up here thinking 53. That's going to be Sports Center tonight if he bangs through a 53-yarder. But alas, it looks like they will just maybe heave it into the end zone.
Yep, Kenny Pickett's out, 4th and 19. 12 seconds left.
You don't have to throw it in the end zone, though. If you can pick up 19 yards here, you get a first down and then call a timeout. No timeouts.
Pickett steps back, going deep, and he has one-on-one coverage on the far side, and the pass through the hands of Bell. Great coverage by Iriomi the whole way.
Yeah, if you've got single coverage, that's the best you can hope for, especially with one of your big wide receivers like Christopher Bell. But in the end, outstanding coverage, as you mentioned, from Adam Iriomi. He's looking to the left, and again, he's not looking left because he wants to throw over there. He's looking off the coverage. A little bit of hand fighting, but they're not going to call that. Great coverage there from Iriomi, and Ontario avoids what would have been a really gut punch end to this half.
So after 2 Kenny Pickett touchdown throws in the first quarter, it was 14-0 with 3:41 left. U.S. off the scoreboard. This Ontario defense has stepped up, but just 3 points to show for it offensively as Mason Brown takes the knee, and that'll do it. After the quick U.S. start, real competitive here. Fun to watch. The U.S. Under-18 select team with a 14-3 lead over the Under-18 Ontario squad at the 2016 International Bowl, presented by USA Football on ESPN3. Number 7? All right. Hey, by the way, you all should know you're halfway through today. This is your final day, so is Renee buying the beers? What's going on? What's going on afterwards? Renee, you owe me a beer from way back when, that game 4 years ago. There you go. You, Travis, me, we're all going. I thought that was Travis on the field, and I'd cap him. He's got the beard and everything. Look at it. Travis, give me some more of me when we come back, please. I've been waiting to do that all week. All right. Oh my gosh. Is she in heels? Wow, I actually wouldn't know that. Oh yeah, he knows. Yep, yeah. Stand back. He's gonna hook it. Oh, no, he didn't hook it. Someone's got to win. I like that. I think that's not That's Andrew Luck's younger brother in the beard. I think he's got it. There you go. I know. Now, she with the loafers. She had good form the first time. She's got it. Ah, I thought she'd have it high enough. He's gonna hook it. Oh, he did hook it. So Angelic wins.
The International Bowl on ESPN3 is brought to you by EA Sports Madden NFL 16, official video game partner of USA Football, by Volt Athletics, official strength and conditioning partner of the U.S. national team, by Just Play Solutions, official digital playbook partner of the U.S. national team, and by FlipGive, official fundraising partner of USA Football.
Fun first half. The U.S. trying to take a 3-2 lead over Canada at the 2016 International Bowl. And in our second of 3 games today, the U.S. under-18 select team a 14-3 lead over the Ontario under-18 squad. Well, this week, U.S. football presented Football for Life. It's a documentary chronicling the experience of the U.S. national team during International Bowl week. And we get the chance to watch it now here on ESPN3.
Haskins, take one.
It's official, it's official.
I'ma do this shit forever. Forever. 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 I'ma do this shit forever.
There's a saying that everything is bigger in Texas. And while this usually rings true, it most certainly applies to both the home of the Cowboys and the 7th installment of the International Bowl. This annual contest pits a team of under-19 American stars against their counterparts north of the border. And while on paper it might seem to favor the home team, history has shown a distinctly competitive affair.
Last high school game of your career before you signed that on the dotted line.
Just knowing that I'm going to Dallas Stadium and I'm representing my whole country is just a big honor and blessing.
And while the U.S. roster boasts over 20 top 300 recruits, there is a clear expectation in regards to the nature of the competition.
This is not an all-star game, okay? I'll repeat it one more time. We are not an all-star game. You are the U.S. national team. As much as you guys grow up to dream and put a Division I ball cap on, your opponent dreams of coming over here and slapping you around.
On your jersey, the USA across your jersey is a whole different thing. I don't plan to lose. I'll go for 2, I'll onside kick. We're gonna go for every punt. We're gonna do all those kinds of things and have fun. We don't plan to lose. So we're gonna play the best guys.
The U.S. roster has included past greats that can be known by a single name: Gurley, Jameis, and Honey Badger. So as the 2016 edition heads to their first practice, the focus is squarely on the task at hand.
If I turn like this, I can't play C-gap, can I? Because now, in order to make a play behind me, I got to do something miraculous like that. See it?
The true question for Team USA lies not in talent, but rather sacrifice. Whether the players are willing to give of themselves for the good of the team.
You know, all of these kids are going to big Division I schools. I mean, you know, sometimes when you get high caliber athletes, all-American athletes, five-star athletes, they think that it's about them. It's about how many plays they can make, how many yards they can gain, how many balls they can catch. But you know, football's all about team, and it seems like these kids understand that.
The U.S. staff has been assembled from around the country, amongst them running backs coach Cody Hawkins, who quarterbacked the Americans to gold in 2011 at the World Championships. Knowledge he's happy to share with his players.
I know it's early, we gotta go. It's right to 28 and get a ready break. All right, I want a good clap. Run the show. Let's go, baby.
To get anybody to become part of a team, you really have to unite them towards a common goal. You can really start to get a sense that the United States is much different than representing a brand or a certain region. It's your country.
The Stars and Stripes firepower lies at the skill position, led by the trio of Alabama-bound Trayvon Diggs, USC commit Trayvon Sidney, and top-rated athlete Mecole Hardman Jr.
Get a break. Good job.
Among a talented group of quarterbacks, Ohio State-bound Dwayne Haskins Jr. credits the national team program for an important part of his development.
I think I've learned a lot as a player, you know, from that first USA game at like 5'6", 150 pounds to senior year, 6'3", 205 pounds. It's been crazy just to see how much I've grown. So it's just crazy to think that, man, I was part of the first game and I get to finish it out this way.
Despite sharing an equal level of talent to the rest of the squad, UCLA commit Austin Kent still faces the struggle of all kickers, having a part of the field for himself.
Nice and easy. Don't try to kill it. There it is.
The whole practice will just aim at poles because kicking is all visuals. And if you can get your visuals down, just all you gotta do is swing and the rest just comes easy.
Later that afternoon, it was the Canadians' turn under the warm Texas sun, and they wasted little time going to work.
Team 3, Common Media, let's go!
Leading the Canadian squad is a familiar face in international football, York University head coach Warren Craney.
It's one of my favorite times of year coming here. Playing football, being Canadian, but playing football in the state of Texas, it's an absolute dream, and our kids appreciate every second being here. And as a coach, I've loved it from the first time I did it, and it just keeps getting better and better every year.
After practice, U.S. team got a sneak peek inside Cowboys Stadium.
Don't move, bro. Yeah! I don't even like the Cowboys, bro. Oh my gosh. Bro, this thing is... Bro, if I'm going over there, bro, shit, a heart attack.
Where their new uniforms were to be revealed. It provided the perfect opportunity for linebacker Jaquan Lee to grill his teammates.
Who's the best between you and your brother? Oh. Hold on, wait. We didn't catch that. Who's the best now?
Me.
You the best? Well, you heard it from here, folks. Trayvon Diggs is better than Stephon Diggs. Just give me a couple words how you're feeling right now as we speak.
I'm excited, ready to play and get this done.
So, how does it feel to be in the Cowboys Stadium?
It feels pretty good. Last time I was here, my dad was coaching, so...
Your dad was coaching?
Oh, yeah.
So your dad was a Cowboys coach, huh?
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
I mean, my hair flow, it's just the attractiveness.
Yeah, that's pretty long. That's pretty long. Oh, my God. Oh, oh, Lord. Man, Dad know you want me to sit right there. Tony Romo. Hey, by the end of this guy. So, sir, excuse me, sir. Do you see this? Do you see this? Son Lee. I'm cute, boy. I'm cute. LL Cool J. I need love. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard from the best, the greatest, Jaquan Ewing. Till next time.
But it was a more serious keynote from an Iraqi war veteran that helped the players understand what representing your country is all about.
Here's what I learned, gents. Not one time was it ever about me. You're fighting for your guy to your left and your right. Every awesome experience I had to do with a team setting. Coming from a team, coming from a tribe. Because I didn't call my Marines my team. Because if you're a team, you just wear the same uniform. If you're a tribe, you're a family. Because you're playing for the very flag that I saw men fight, bleed, and die for.
Perhaps the analogy to war is too often made when it comes to the game of football. It is easy to speak in cliches of trenches, ground attacks, and aerial assaults. However, the themes of brotherhood, teamwork, and pride are equally present.
1, 2, 3, charge!
And even more valuable than X's and O's when it comes to deciding the victor. The International Bowl is 2 days away.
So here, I'm just going to toss it to you, and you do whatever you want with the highlights. Yeah. And if you want to kind of stop, I can come in and identify the player. We'll make it smoother than the first game.
International Bowl on ESPN3 is brought to you by Siege Sports, official uniform provider of the U.S. national teams. By Field Turf, official field building grant partner of USA Football. By Physio Control, official AED partner of USA Football.
Game 7 of 8 overall in the 5th between the USA and Canada. 14-3 U.S. under-18 select team over the under-18 squad from the province of Ontario. David Salzman alongside Greg Tepper. Fun first half. Kenny Pickett really got it started with this, his first of 2 touchdown throws.
The fireworks started early as you see Kenny Pickett drop back and find Kyrie Callie down the sideline. Outstanding catch. And then after a drop, Isaiah Coran says, I got this one, for the touchdown to put the United States up early. And then it will be more of Kenny Pickett. He's going to find Christopher Bell on a beautiful slant route. He's going to catch it and pivot out, get into the end zone. Another touchdown for the United States. They would pick up the 2-point conversion here as the pass goes to Adrian Aviles out of Bogan High School in Chicago. Canada would not go quietly. This Ontario team has a lot of playmakers, and you saw them, chief among them Gordon Lamb, who hauls in this big catch that would set up a field goal. The United States defense would stand tall and hold them to just a field goal after a very promising drive. Ontario gets just 3 points, and that's their only points of the half. This on the left-footed field goal that would have been good for about 45 from their kicker Semeniak. Then later in the game, you will see the Ontario defense stand up. Big sack, fumble, picked up by Ontario. Things looking promising there, but at that point, the United States comes up with the biggest defensive play of the game. Deontay Jones with the one-handed interception, hauls it in, and that would keep this at a 14-3 game, and that was our score at the half.
64 second half yards for the USA, 205 overall to 75 for Ontario. 14-3, the U.S. under-18 select team leads the Ontario under-18 squad. USA keeping it simple offensively in the first half. Quick throws, none really too difficult. Quarterbacks combined for the U.S., 19 of 23 passing for 183. Kenny Pickett, 15 of 19 for 167 yards and 2 scores. Kyrie Callie, 7 catches, 53 yards. We saw Christopher Bell's touchdown grab, 4 catches, 73 yards overall. U.S. getting the ball first. And he can still kneel and take the touchback. No, instead, Derek Ryan will take it out. And I think Ontario thought he would just take a knee. He's able to take it to the 26-yard line.
You know, Derek Ryan's had a tough day returning kicks. A little earlier, he had booted one out of bounds at the 2-yard line, so he says, forget it. Just going to pick it up and run. And ends up being a great decision. Brings it out to the 26-yard line. About one more yard than he would have had if he had just kneeled the ball.
You see how quickly he got by 5 men in red. They didn't think he'd return it, and all of a sudden, that young man Ryan went right by him. Pickett will begin this drive at quarterback. And the quick handoff to Taylor O'Neal Givens, who'll be playing college football in Canyon, Texas at West Texas A&M.
Yeah, not a lot of running game we've seen from the Americans. For all the positives that they've had offensively, they've only got 22 yards on the ground. You'd like to see them open up that running game here in the second half.
2nd and 9. Pickett in the pocket. Finds O'Neal Givens in the flat. A lot of room in front of him. A quick burst to get him to around the 45.
This is basically a check down here from Pickett. He's going to find O'Neal Givens out in the flat, and then O'Neal Givens has a lot of room to run and kind of steps on the gas, stutter steps a bit, gets a nice gainer out to the 45-yard line.
They've gone no huddle pretty much the whole game. And Ontario there, ready for O'Neal Givens to make his cut, and there was Paciocco.
Called his name a lot. That defense, this defensive front, the big defensive line here. 227 from Paciocco. You got 265 from Thomas Ramsey, number 95. Some beef up front for the Canadians.
2nd down, a long 8. And on this land that through the hands, incomplete. Kelly.
Another pass from Kenny Pickett that's really on the money. He's been kind of the victim of a couple of drops in this one. When you mentioned 19 of 23, I thought, well, yeah, I think 2 of those were drops. Really, the rest of it, the quarterbacks for the United States, especially Kenny Pickett, have been on point.
Pickett, class of 2017 from Ocean Township High School in Oakhurst, New Jersey, faces 3rd and 8 and a bullet. Can they get the first down? And that last spin did get Karan ahead of the marker at the 45 to the 44.
This is great field awareness from Isaiah Karan. He catches the ball, and he knows he's running about a 7-yard route, and they need about 8 yards. So he's going to fight and claw and scratch and just get the first down. First down for the Americans.
May not be Marino-esque, but Pickett, a quick release and quick decision-making, finding Karan at the end there. And a beautiful move outside O'Neal Givens. Past the 10, 1st and goal, United States.
This has been pretty much an option route here for Kenny Pickett all game long. They're going to flare Taylor O'Neal Givens from McKinney, Texas, out to the left, and he is going to get a lot of space, beat a man here, and then it is giddy up and go for the man from McKinney, Texas, and they are inside the 10.
Impressive drive to start the half. Can they finish it off? Callie extends the arm just shy of the pylon. Good tackle made, Chase Boycott.
And you see the length there from Kyrie Callie at 6'4", 205, extending, reaching, but can't quite get the touchdown. Sets him up 2nd and goal on the 1.
The U.S. taking a 14-0 lead midway through the first, have not scored since. Now 6 points on the board. Melvin Briggs the second from Holly Springs, North Carolina.
This is just easy pickings here as they're going to hand it off to Melvin Briggs II, and he just plows into the end zone for a touchdown. He had 38 touchdowns for St. David's High School in Holly Springs, North Carolina, and so this is just another day at the office for him. Touchdown, United States.
And so after Ontario had held the U.S. at bay just 64 yards in the second quarter, and the exciting return by Ryan, a 74-yard drive. And that PAT is blocked, and this could be returned for 2. A foot race. Adam Iriyomi being chased, and Melvin Briggs II brings him down. What an effort to prevent the 2 points for Ontario.
That is just speed on speed, and Melvin Briggs II, the hero in this one. First of all, you're going to see the block straight up the middle. I think that's number 15, Temi Owaje, rather, out of Brampton, and it's going to bounce right to Adam Iriomi. And you would think with his speed, he would be off to the races, and he was, if not for Melvin Briggs II. Two really, really nice plays on different sides of the ball from Melvin Briggs II.
Adam Iriomi with speed, but you're right, Melvin Briggs II. What a hustle play there. And it was just him and Iriomi downfield.
And you don't think these teams want to win this game? I mean, just look at that game right now. That play right there. Two guys who are absolutely hitting the Jets with everything that they have. Remember, this is not an all-star team. This is an international competition. Two teams that want to win for their country. And right now you saw that. You saw that effort there that you're not going to see in all-star games.
So 20-3 the score. And Ontario will get the ball first for the first time in this second half. 9:36 to go in the third quarter. Our second of three will see two under-17 squads in our nightcaps at the start at 7 o'clock Central. The U.S. under-17 team, the Ontario under-17 team. Canadian national teams went 2-1 here. The under-19 squad falling to the under-19 national team for the United States, but the under-18 team for Canada. Two impressive wins. One over the under-19 select team for the United States, and Wednesday night a shutout of the under-18 national team. So under-19 and under-18 for the United States have two teams overall, the national team and then the select team. Romero Simpson from Kitchener returning the kick to the 20.
And a question that we've had a lot is what's the difference between the national team and the select team? Both of them have gone through the USA football program. But for a lot of these guys, you know, the national team is a lot of blue chippers. It's going to be a lot of guys, big-time recruits who are getting big-time attention. For the select teams, these are guys who have gone through the program who have really been developed by USA football, and this is a reward for going through the program.
And the thing is, compared to the under-19 select team, more of these under-18 select teams are going to play FBS football. We know Kenny Pickett's going to, already offered by FBS schools. Kyrie Kelly committed to Bowling Green. That's just the beginning.
Yeah, and it speaks to the depth of this under-18 class for the United States. I mean, we saw a lot of big-time blue-chip prospects who were really beaten by the, as we check the flag here.
Substitution violation, USA, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
1st and 5 coming.
And you saw a lot of the blue chippers here, like Anthony Hines, the guy who's got about 1 million offers, a linebacker out of Plano East here in the DFW area, and a number of really big offensive weapons for the United States. They're the under-18 national team, so the U-18 level for the United States is as deep and as talented as you will see really anywhere in the world.
See a lot of these players next year here for the 2017 International Bowl. Bringing the heat on 1st and 5. That pass by Mason Brown is short of his target. Brown 5'11", 185 from Stony Creek, Ontario.
Boy, and Alexander Douglas had to bail out of that one because Giancarlo Delano out of East Hanover, New Jersey, was in his face in a hurry. Number 90 came up the middle and got to the quarterback just a half tick late. Otherwise, he would have been buried for a sack.
2nd and 5. Shan still at tailback. Mason Brown will be under center awaiting the snap. A 4-wide set. And the handoff, as you call it, the old wing T look, although that more or less comes from the slot. Conrad Hendon gets 4.
Yeah, it's just a simple counter play in this one. The quarterback doesn't have to do a whole lot, just kind of stand here and just hold the ball out. Somebody's going to come and take it from you. Ends up Conrad Hendon out of Waterloo. And again, the depth at running back here. They've got 4 running backs that we've already seen. Conrad Hendon, Alexander Buccieri, Brandon McDonald, Tavian Shand, all have played a big role here in this Ontario attack.
3rd and 1. And the spin move, Shand, who's been the most impressive out of the backfield for Ontario today. Nice job to get 5.
Yeah, and we've seen Shand show off his explosiveness, but that was some tough running. That was needing 1 yard and finding a way to get there through a pile of bodies. He manages to matriculate his way through, get the first down for Ontario.
1st down and 10. The Canada team today has not scored an offensive touchdown. The 6 points by Alberta's under-16 squad came in a pick 6 on their 43-6 setback. to the U.S. Under-16 national team. Here comes the blitz. 2 linebackers coming. And they'll float it out to Hendon. And then good pursuit by the United States. Gain, though, of 6.
Good tackle here by Maddo Pacheco out of Montclair, California. He's going to wrap up this gentleman and make sure he does not escape his tackle. 21 misses on the tackle, but Pacheco there to clean it up. Nice dump off there for the Canadians. Got to keep ahead of the chains. This is not a team built for big plays.
And plenty of time. No need to rush. We've seen the U.S. go no huddle often. Ontario often will break the huddle on plays, and now we'll get a false start penalty on the team in red.
False start, 60. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
It's on Scott Johnston.
And this is the kind of thing that at 20-3, down 17, the way this Ontario offense is built, they're kind of running out of possessions. Unless they're going to start forcing turnovers and getting short fields, it takes a long time for them to drive down the field. So it seems like there's a lot of time, and there is, but at the same time, they can't get in the habit of wasting possessions.
Shan using his speed. He had a couple of players around him in the backfield, and yet the speediness of Shan gets him to the marker.
That's just a first step and go. My goodness, Tavian Shan putting on a show in this one. Minuscule in size, 5'6", 150 pounds, but the Kitchener product can get up and go with the best of them. Ran away from a number of would-be tacklers from the Americans to get the first down.
He gets 9 to the 44. Number of substitutions before this first down play for the United States. Sean Kanyuk, Akil Byers on the defensive line. And the snap to Mason Brown. Going deep near side, winning Gordon Lamb. Behind him, incomplete.
Gordon Lamb's their deep threat. Gordon Lamb is their underneath threat. Gordon Lamb is their receiving threat. Right now, I would say that of the, let's say, 12 passes, I don't have the numbers in front of me, that they have thrown, I wonder if 10 of them have been to Gordon Lamb. It's clear that is the one they want to get the ball out to on the edge. Otherwise, the strength of this team is in their running game.
Kamari Davis, good coverage downfield for the U.S. from St. Paul, Minnesota. Lamb on the bottom of your screen. See if they go to him again. Instead, the run to Shand, and this time, the U.S. is ready for him. It was Sean Kanyuk forcing him inside. His teammates do the rest.
Yeah, this is a great play by number 92. You're just going to see him, and he's not going to get the tackle. And that's okay, because all he's doing is stringing that out. He's making sure that does not get out to the sideline where he can really make some damage happen. He waits for enforcements, and they come setting up 3rd and long for the Canadians. This United States defense continues to impress.
No, this is not an Ontario team that has done well throwing the ball. You've mentioned that already, Greg. But now they face 3rd and 12. Lamb on the bottom of your screen. Trips to the left of Mason Brown. U.S. brings 4. Flag down. And just getting past the 50-yard line was Hendon. Or rather, I apologize, that was Nolan Lovegrove from Richmond Hill, Ontario.
They might get him on a push-off here. I'm not sure. Well, actually, with the flag where it is, I have no idea. I'm going to quit speculating.
It's 4th and 3, and the punt unit for the United States already on the field. They think this is on Ontario, and if so, the U.S. would decline it to force 4th down. Gabriel Semeniuk is already on the field, the punter for Ontario. The question is, what exactly is the penalty? It will be declined.
Shot block, number 61 of the offense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains 3rd down.
That's what I get for speculating. They take the penalty, the 15-yard penalty. Semeniuk was already on the field, and so you see him and his special teams unit come off. Here comes the offense back.
Listen, I don't mean to play the stereotypes, but this is like a line change, right? I mean, here they're unloading the sideline to get a fresh crop out here. This team from Ontario, I imagine, does not have a whole lot of plays for 3rd and 25. I would expect something either underneath to pick up a couple yards, or if they are going to go for it, it's going to be number 1 coming to the bottom of your screen, Gordon Lamb, seeing if they can get him on single coverage.
However, even in Canada, when a linebacker comes, it's a blitz. It's not a pinch. That's a hockey term. Here's Mason Brown. And has Shand in front of him. Will dump it off. Look out. Oh, you could see that coming from way up here. Justin Nash.
From here in Dallas Lutheran High School, he had 80 tackles last year, 26 tackles for loss, and you see him really swing the hips through this hit. You could kind of see it coming. We were the ones who could see it. Sadly for Tavion Shand, he could not see it coming, and he gets planted for a very short gain.
I'm glad Shand's all right. Justin Nash with a big hit. Congratulations from his teammates as Ontario now will punt it away. You know what's something as well, as Ontario is going to call timeout? That's a clean hit. Because
timeout, Canada. That's their first charge timeout of the half.
Nash could have nailed him even harder, but they push safety so much in USA football, and that's great to see. Still a hard hit, but a safe one. Ontario calling timeout, 4th and 15. They'll punt it when we return.
What does it take to become elite? It takes more than dedication, focus, and hard work. It takes an elite-level training program. Customized, sport-specific, online. Your perfect workout every time. That's Volt Athletics.
On ESPN3 is brought to you by Shock Doctor, official mouthguard of USA Football and the U.S. national team. By Chi-Chi's, La Victoria, and Holy Guacamole, proud supporters of USA Football and USA Football's quest for a better, safer game. And by St. Vincent Sports Performance, official sport medicine partner of the U.S. national team program.
So both Canadian teams, one from Alberta and then here from Ontario, no offensive touchdowns against the United States, as the U.S. looks to take a 3-2 lead over teams from Canada here at the International Bowl, with the nightcap to come later. Callie lets that punt go, and all the way back behind the 5. Semeniak pins the United States deep in its own territory.
It's going to end up being about a 56-yard punt, all with the roll. Fantastic punt, and the United States, this is an opportunity for Ontario. We mentioned they're not a big offensive play team. They need to flip the field here and get the ball, their offense, in striking distance, because the chances of them driving 70, 80 yards on the United States defense just aren't very high.
Brock Hall will be a quarterback for the United States, 6'4", 205 from Casa Grande Union High School in Arizona. And big John Jr. Cron, 6'9", 410, is in at right tackle. I think you're right. Ontario's offense has been stymied all day long. This is the chance for the defense to step up, make a stop, perhaps able to force the turnover and help their offense out, as Hall has to scramble and dives past the 5.
Brock Hall just absolutely showed out this year for Casa Grande Union out there in Arizona. 3,010 passing yards, 36 touchdowns. I mean, talk about big-time numbers as they're going to, as I'm talking about them, they're going to take them out of the game. And thanks, Coach. Making a point here.
And it will come Cameron Davis. On second down, swinging it out near side, and the sliding grab is made by Fugere.
It's a nice catch. It's a really nice catch. Just couldn't keep his feet there. And now Ontario has an opportunity to get them off the field and flip the field here if they can get a stop here. It seems very small, like a 3rd and 5 play, but at the same time, this feels like a very big play for the Ontario offense.
Yeah, the first down marker's at a 13, third close to 5. And back in at quarterback is Brock Hall. Stepping up, going deep near side and one-on-one coverage. Good coverage all the way by Ball. That pass incomplete, intended for Adrian Aviles.
One thing that I've liked about the officiating in this week has been they've let the defenders play. There's going to be some hand fighting. There's going to be a little bit of jockeying for position. But that's part of the game, and I've been really impressed with the officiating here. As you saw, Harge's ball with great coverage, step for step with the receiver, able to get that pass to fall incomplete, and Ontario gets that critical stop.
Say they bring the heat here, as DeLong will catch the deep snap. You see on the edge of the O, and Cowboys about 7 yards deep in the end zone. They'll only bring 2. Play for the return, and this is off the side of the foot. And Ontario with a huge opportunity here. They will set up shop at the United States 35. Still 2:15 to go in the third. On Ontario, a chance to get right back in this one at the International Bowl, presented by USA Football on ESPN3.
So at St. Vincent Sports Performance, whether we're talking about Olympic athletes or middle school and high school athletes, the foundation is the same. We want to remove dysfunction and then build upon their sport-specific movements to allow them to function at a very high level on and off the field.
NFL Flag, powered by USA Football, is an exciting way to get into the game. NFL Flag is fun and fast-paced, emphasizing football, fitness, fundamentals, teamwork, and sportsmanship. Leagues are easy to start and open to both boys and girls ages 5 to 17. All NFL Flag players receive a USA Football membership as well as an official NFL team jersey, flag set, and insurance, an incredible value. Coaches receive a USA Football membership and insurance as well. So sign up now to become a better player and have fun with NFL Flag.
The icon of the game. The icon of competition. The icon of athleticism. The icon of fandom. The icon of the future. The future of football is now.
One of the best opportunities for Ontario here to get back on the scoreboard. 20-3 our score. U.S. had a 14-0 lead through a quarter and scored on the opening drive of this second half. But Ontario with it from the United States 35. David Salzman alongside Greg Tepper. This is the U.S. under-18 select team against the Ontario under-18 squad. But they're expecting Shan to get the football, and he still is able to weasel his way for about 5 yards.
He should have been stopped twice. Laddie Skardecki, is going to shoot in there from Naperville, Illinois. I mean, he's not coming from Naperville, Illinois on a blitz. He's coming from his offside linebacker spot, but he should stop him. But Shan, Tavian Shan, we can't say enough about how elusive he has been in this game. He turned what looked like a sure 3-yard loss into a 5-yard gain.
So the late substitutions on for the United States. They'll play nickel on 2nd and 5. Trips on the top of your screen. And Gordon Lamb to the right of Mason Brown. Here comes the heat. And Shand again. This time the U.S. is there. Holding his ground the whole way to make the stop was Jared Davis.
Yeah, great play here from Jared Davis out of Forest City, Arkansas, and he is going to just hold his ground. You know, it looks like they're in a passing formation with trips to the top, and then maybe even the single cut or the single man down at the bottom of the screen in Gordon Lamb, but they run straight up the middle, and the linebackers are not fooled in this one, even out of the nickel package, and they're able to make the stop for a very short gain.
See in the bottom of your screen, they never reset the play clock, but they're going to let this go anyway, and a fumbled snap. Brown on third down, still able to get to about the 27. That's a good scramble of close to 4. So it's going to be 4th and 2, maybe 3 yards. And let's see what Ontario decides to do down 17. They'll actually mark the ball at the 28. So it's 4th and a true 3.
I'll tell you one thing they're going to do is they're going to bring in their big offensive lineman, Scott Johnston, 6'3", 295. Number 60 has just checked into the game at left guard. And I wonder if they are going to run it, if they're going to run it to the left side where you've got Johnston now with some fresh legs, as well as number 66, 270-pound Ryan Goodall.
And Alexander Douglas is in at quarterback, the better thrower. They will go for it on 4th and 3. Lovegrove in motion. And Shand knocked back. I think Justin Nash knew that was coming.
Justin Nash, the second big stop here in the third quarter, and another big-time pop. A lot of fun when guys run straight at you, right? And Justin Nash makes it pay in the backfield.
No chance for Shand. The U.S. takes over when we return. Here's our catch of the game presented by Cutter's Gloves. We go back to the first quarter as Kenny Pickett, his first of 2 touchdown throws, he finds Isaiah Karan. That a 21-yard strike gave the U.S. a 6-0 lead. They lead 20-3 as we head into the fourth quarter. And Pickett at quarterback, firing the bubble, finding Kyrie Callie. And ahead of the 45, that's enough for the first down.
It's just a middle screen, and it honestly gets really bogged down in the middle. A lot of bodies there that Kyrie Callie out of Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania has to work through, but he manages to kind of squirm his way through, get out to the outside, pick up about 11 yards.
The U.S. from its own 46. Another catch for Cali. He's now in double figures in receptions, and he's in Ontario territory.
He's been their most reliable target and the guy that they want to go to. And you can tell why. I mean, he's got the great size that you want from a wide receiver, and it's 6'4", 205 pounds. He's already a very big specimen. The question is, can he find the polish in the next couple of years?
Bowling Green, one of the top teams in the MAC. That's where Cali will go to. And now, off the toss, reversing field. Cali showing off his wheels before finally ball brings him down.
Really impressed here with the Kyrie Cali. It's been a lot of his show here. You're going to see him come in jet motion, get that. They may go, in fact, as a pass. I'm not real sure. I imagine Mike Jinks, the new coach at Bowling Green, pretty happy to have him as an early commit.
Pick it off the play action. Leaping grab made. Bell past the Ontario 30.
And those are the three wide receivers who have done the most damage here. Cali, Bell, and then Isaiah Coran, who we saw in our Cutter's Glove catch of the game as we have a timeout on the field.
That's their first charge timeout of the half.
2 timeouts remaining now for the United States.
Yeah, they've had a lot of success throwing the ball, and for good reason. First of all, give Kenny Pickett a lot of credit. He has had an outstanding game throwing the ball, but these receivers have really showed out.
Well, we're seeing the future stars on the field all week here at AT&T Stadium. And a look at the U.S. National Team alumni presented by Upper Deck. Well, look at the list of players that's played for USA Football. Todd Gurley, Jameis Winston, Tyrann Mathieu, Devin Funchess, Malcolm Brown, Ty Montgomery, and the list goes on. Alex Carter, Bryce Petty, Michael Bennett, Stephon Tuitt, Quentin Dunbar. Defense, offense, so much talent. And now playing in the college ranks, Samaje Perine at Oklahoma. What a season Corey Coleman had in Waco at Baylor. Kevin Hogan, Justin Jackson, Anu Solomon, the bright young quarterback at Arizona. Jordan Lewis, Jesus Wilson, Aaron Green from TCU near here in Fort Worth. Taylor O'Neal Gibbons on 2nd and 1 has enough for the first.
You know, we've talked a lot about the passing game. The running game really has not gotten going. That's not to say that O'Neal Gibbons hasn't been involved. He's been, in fact, his biggest threat has been as a receiver out of the backfield.
For the Canada, or Ontario 24 rather. This is the first of 2 teams from Ontario we'll see today. U.S. under 17, Ontario under 17 tonight. Looking for Cali, and he's got it in the end zone for the score. What body control as he actually shields off the defender to make the grab.
I need to see a replay. I think the U.S. ran the freeze play. I think that they basically, nobody moved except for the center snapping the ball and then Kyrie Cali on the outside. I'm pretty sure that nobody else moved because he had plenty of time. Look at this.
Well, let's see it again.
They're running the freeze play. Oh! Dust off that playbook, Daryl Patton, and go get that ball, Kyrie Cali. Touchdown, United States on another fantastic play, and they're just pulling out all the stops. They got the 410-pounder lined up in the backfield.
A highlight of the game presented by Huddle. What a grab. Capping off a tremendous game for Cali and for Kenny Pickett, the quarterback. Illegal substitution on the PAT try as they have the swinging gate going, and now Brock Hall's going to come out onto the field. Maybe they'll go for 2 still.
So between the opening kickoff onside kick and then going deep, we've seen swinging gate, and now we've seen the freeze play. Daryl Patton has said, you know what? Everything you got. We're just throwing the whole kitchen sink out there.
He told us, he says, we're a turbo team. We're going to go at Ontario with speed and quickness, and they have as they go for 2. And off the back foot the other way, they get it. Ethan Harris from Rockingham, Virginia makes it 28-3.
And if you need more razzle-dazzle, you get the throwback. It looked like he was going to get clobbered from behind, but he finds his man, and Ethan Harris gets the 2.
U.S. teams about to go 2-0 at the International Bowl today, 28-3.
Sports and USA Football team up to bring you the U.S. National Team MVP. Grab yours and score a touchdown.
(28-3), the U.S. under-18 select team leading the Ontario under-18 squad. 10:07 remaining in the fourth here at AT&T Stadium. I think a point to be made, Greg Tepper, is when we watch these teams from the U.S. and Canada, even in Canada's victories, it's been more the run game. As we see the touchdown here, Canada doesn't have these types of plays. The passing game, and for obvious reason, much more developed here in the States than up north.
And here you go. This is a perfect example, is that Brock Hall looks like he's about to get clobbered. And then all they've done is leak out Ethan Harris out into the open. And a beautiful play by Brock Hall, not panicking, knowing that he's going to turn around and he's probably going to see a guy about to hit him. But he manages to put it perfectly on Ethan Harris. And you're right. There's a reason that when you talk about all the great Canadian players that we've seen recently, we haven't seen a lot of amazing quarterbacks yet. They're just a little bit behind the quarterback development so far, which isn't surprising. You know, the United States notoriously puts out great quarterbacks year in and year out. Canada has had a few. We've seen a couple here in Arlington, but right now they're much more reliant on the running game as the flag is down on the kickoff return.
13 Canadians have been drafted to the NFL since 2009 as we first see the call.
Blocking the back, number 9, Ontario. Penalties half the distance. First down.
So out of those 13, 4 on the defensive line, including the only Canadian to be drafted in 2015. That was Christian Covington from Rice, who now plays for the Texans. 6 on the offensive line. So only 3 skilled players, 2 wideouts, TJ Jones and Austin Collie, and tight end Luke Wilson, who, like Covington, played at Rice, and now he's with the Seattle Seahawks.
But that's the next step. When Football Canada is ready to take that next step is when they're going to be able to develop more of this passing game, as you're going to see Alexander Douglas back in the game for the Canadians.
Bad snap, or actually just might have been through his hands. Regardless, Douglas able to fall on it at the 1.
Because right now, you know, we were talking about it. Right now, by far, as you see the replay of the drop snap, the best player on the field for Canada has been Tavion Shand, the running back. But when you can key on one part of your offense and you can say, hey, let's just shut down that running game, I mean, defenses are gonna figure that out really quickly, especially when you've got a coaching staff as talented as the United States has.
You know, in other games we've seen the U.S. just apply pressure, and that's been enough. The coverage for this under-18 select team has been excellent. On the Canadian wideouts, can Shan go Tony Dorsett? Yeah, it doesn't look like it. 99 yards on a Monday night, but Shan from the 1 gets to the 23.
Appropriate at the home of the Cowboys, but another great run from Tavion Shan. Easily the brightest spot here, as you're going to see, there's great blocking up front from this Canadian front. Again, very, very fundamentally sound blocking is going to open up a hole for Tavion Shan, and when you give him an inch, he will take a mile.
I think that was Trey Russell Johnson with the big block, and here's Lamb in space. It's going to get a great block as he takes it to the outside and into U.S. territory. 2 great plays back-to-back for this team from Ontario.
And that's the kind of passing game that we have seen from these Canadian teams, has been underneath and then getting the ball to your athletes, and that's exactly what Gordon Lamb is. We've seen it all game long. They've tried desperately to get the ball to Gordon Lamb, and you see why. When he gets in space, he is explosive and shifty and fun to watch. It's just been they haven't been able to get the ball to him enough.
First miscommunication, and then Douglas has the presence of mind to toss it to Shand, and he's able to get about 8 yards.
Actually a pretty great play. All things considered, this looked like total chaos in the backfield, and then Alexander Douglas is like, here, you take it! And Tavion Shand turns that into about 8 yards.
Yeah, Simpson with the good block from his slot position. 2nd down and 2. Canadian team has not had an offensive touchdown here today, and this won't help. This will be a false start on Ontario.
False start. 56. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Alberta's under-16 team falling 43-6 to the United States under-16 squad. In our first game of the day, Jalen Maiden, one of the Maiden brothers. All three have had such an impact here at USA football, and we'll have on the college level. Jalen, under 16 years of age, already getting college offers. 4 touchdown passes, 1 touchdown run in that victory. Now it'll be 3rd down and 7 for Ontario.
We've seen this a lot. We've seen some problems with the exchange or just bad snaps. That's got to be something that's going to drive Coach Kirby Camplin nuts, because, there have been times that when they've had some momentum offensively, they've had a play like that, which is kind of, driven them back, or they've had a penalty. They always seem like they're right on the cusp of putting together a great drive, but they haven't done it yet. And with 7:20 to go, they're kind of running out of time.
Yep, 3rd and 7 now from the US 41. They'll bring the heat, and Douglas heaving it for Lamb. Can he get to it? No. He was able to get by Kamari Davis, but the pass sailed just too long.
Yeah, he had a step, and you can see it, but, that's going to be the development of the passing game that we're going to see from this under-18 team from Ontario in the next few years. Is going to be basically, can they make it so that there are more reliable passing plays other than throwing it up and saying, please go catch this Gordon Lamb?
I'll go for it on 4th and 7. Lamb, the receiver at the top of your screen. Will the U.S. bring the heat again? They need the 34. Douglas. And intercepted. Plenty of room in front of Kamari Davis. Teammates helping him out downfield. But still Davis brought down as none of the blockers were able to get a hand on Alexander Bucheri. And despite not making the tackle, Bucheri prevents the touchdown, but it'll be 1st and goal for the United States.
Fantastic play. He's going to drop back into coverage, and the quarterback's going to overthrow it here, and he says, well, look what I found. And from there, it is off to the races. Great job by number 50, leading the way, Bryce Steffens out of Shawnee, Kansas. And from here, Kamari Davis from St. Paul, Minnesota is thinking, I got to score. It's the International Bowl. I got to score. Can't quite do it, but he does get him down to the 6, and a big-time memory he'll remember for a long, long, long time.
Saw Bucheri get in front of him, and then it was Gordon Lamb from all the way across field making the stop. But now 1st and goal from the 6, and how about some more razzle-dazzle? So more swinging gate here, and there is Junior Cron who's going to run it. 6'9", 4'10", gains 2.
Wow. That's,
listen to the crowd off this carry.
You want to tackle that guy one-on-one? I don't.
Well, he like
do it again.
Again. Move over, Fridge. Junior Cron has 6.
Listen, I'd love to sit here and tell you that I'm really impressed with his footwork. I'd love to tell you that this is just a great cut that he made. Give it to the big fella. Let him rumble forward. Touchdown, John Cron.
He participates in USA football as much as anyone else, and this a way for him to get his moment. They fake the handoff to Cron, and for 2, the pass too high for Avalos.
That is the biggest play-action fake in football history.
High fives for John Cron, and hugs as well. Well, you can just tell the respect he has for his teammates. As the big fella puts the U.S. on top 34-3.
And this is a guy who I know that the teammates love. That that you could see that right there on the sideline, that they're very happy that he got this opportunity to really shine on this big stage, and good for him. You know, a guy who they've put in interesting places today. Obviously, his size is going to be the key factor there, but you know, he's playing with a lot of heart out there, and you can see that on the face of his teammates that they appreciate his efforts and they appreciate what he's given to this team, and a deserving reward.
I mean, let's admit, you have a body like that at 6'9", 410. It's not the size that's not in question. It can be a burden.
Yeah.
And yet here he is working as hard as all of his other teammates. He's obviously limited due to his size, and yet Daryl Patton and his staff give him the opportunity to have his moment in the spotlight, and well done.
Absolutely, and that's what this is about, right? This is a reward for these kids, and that's a just reward for John Cron out there working hard.
So 34-3. It was 14-3 at the half. And Buccieri is going to be brought down shy of the 20. They'll mark him at the 18.
I mean, what else is left in the playbook, right? I mean, you've had the first play onside kick, you've had the throwback pass, you've had the freeze pass. I mean, you've done it all. You've done it all. I don't know what's left besides the fumble risky.
You put John Cron at quarterback.
Well, okay. Listen.
First, the defense now wanting to keep the string alive of defenses from the United States today not allowing a touchdown. As mentioned, 43-6. U.S. under-16 team defeated the Alberta under-16 squad. Alberta got a touchdown. It was off a pick six. So the defense there actually posted the shutout. A bobbled handoff to Buccieri, and he loses a yard.
And make no mistake, this defense for the United States, they know that the team before them didn't give up a touchdown, and they don't want to be the first. This has now become hot potato for USA football. They don't want to be the first. They don't want to be the people who give up the touchdown. And so for this U.S. under-18 select team, which has been so excellent defensively all game, there's not going to be any give up. You know, they're going to want to make sure that they keep them out of the end zone.
Second down and 10. Mason Brown at quarterback. And the catch made, looks like just shy of the marker, Romero Simpson from Kitchener.
Haven't called his name a lot there, but a nice route there, getting out to the outside and picking up the yards necessary to make this a third and manageable for this offense. 3rd and 1 is manageable for pretty much any offense. If it's not, it's problematic.
So remember, folks, as the U.S. has 12 men on the field, you see the player late to get off, so the flag for illegal substitution coming.
Illegal substitution, defense, 5-yard penalty. Penalty results in a first down.
It's just the second of 3. Greg and I will be back 7 o'clock Central, 8 on the East Coast for the final game of the International Bowl. And the U.S. now, after being down 2-1 to Canada coming in, a chance to win outright. Canada looking for the 3-3 tie. U.S. under-17, Ontario under-17. Our nightcap here on ESPN 3. And Buccieri right up the middle.
Are you insinuating that you don't think that Ontario's coming back?
In this game, probably not.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to let you doubt him. I'm kidding. 31 points with 4:38 to go. And more importantly, the way that they've done it. You know, this is going to go down as a win for team defense. It's going to go down as a win for swarming to the ball. And in a lot of ways, this week we haven't seen great tackling from the United States. In this game, we've seen transcendent tackling.
After Ontario really evened the score in the second quarter, if you will, as Gordon Lamb has the big second down grab here, as he'll be out of bounds at the 37 in U.S. territory. I'm surprised this is so one-sided. It was 14-0 early. Ontario was the better team in the second quarter. It was 14-3 at the break. But the U.S. has really dominated in the second half. Gordon Lamb, though, has had himself a game. The receiver from Kitchener.
Yeah, he's their big playmaker. You can tell they want to get the ball to him early and often, but just not often enough today as they go back to him there.
Lamb again, and an extra yard with the second effort.
His feet are quick. My goodness. Just chop, 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 chop. Able to get out, and you know, they're not covering him super close, so he's like, I'll just take that. And then he's able to, you know, scoot around a couple men and get out of bounds. Nice play for Gordon Lamb.
It'll be second down and 5 as you see the time remaining, under 4 minutes left. Look out, Mason Brown hurried and throws it away.
And that's been the other thing. We've talked a little bit about how the quarterbacks have not, we don't think they've played well. They haven't really matched their American counterparts in this game. A lot of the reason, they haven't had time to throw. The United States defense has been all over them, getting pressure with 3, with 4. They don't have to blitz there, but then when they do blitz, that's when they're getting real big money plays.
Stoppage of play. Stay on the right side of your screen. They'll tend to Brandon McDonald, who's on one knee. So we started the International Bowl back on Sunday. U.S. under-19 national squad with a victory. Canada's under-18 team with 2 wins, but the U.S. with 2 victories today. In support of high school football across the United States, USA Football is launching USA Football 7-on-7 Championship Series this summer. Built by high school coaches for high school coaches. USA Football 7-on-7 program will feature 10 state or regional championships and 1 national championship. Check out the tournament schedule at 7on7.usafootball.com. They help McDonald off the field, and now Buccieri's back in a tailback. Look out, the pressure again on Brown. Still a good effort to get that away, but it's incomplete, intended for Arhin Benjamin.
And here's a perfect example. You mentioned 7-on-7 football. That's something that's really sweeping the nation. We know it's very big here in the state of Texas, and that's the kind of thing that can help these football Canada teams kind of develop their passing game. It's just a matter of getting reps. It's not that there's a ton more talent on the United States. It's just that there's more of a history of building quarterbacks in the United States. And we've seen that today with the play, particularly of Kenny Pickett.
Canadian coaches were honest with us back on Sunday for our first games. They said, Canadian football on this level, probably about 25 years behind. And you see that as Lamb makes a nice grab with the knee on the ground. That's enough for the first down. They threw the ball 25 years ago on the college level, high school level too, just not like American teams do now.
Yeah, and you're kind of seeing, they want to employ the spread because they know they have athletes. They know they've got athletes. They know they want to throw the ball. As there is complete chaos in the USA defense, they're going to blow that one dead. I think they're about 19 men on the field for the United States. Oh, they're going to call a timeout. But to me, that's the biggest thing, is that they just need reps. They just need more history on their side.
Timeout, USA. It's their second charge timeout of the half.
So 1 timeout now remaining.
USA Football offers high schools and youth programs a chance to use the nation's premier health and safety education and training program. Heads Up Football delivers training on equipment fitting, proper tackling and blocking technique, and education on concussion management, heat and hydration, and sudden cardiac arrest. Visit usafootball.com/Heads Up to learn about how your football program can register for Heads Up Football. We've seen that with some great tackling from the United States. We've seen some big hits, but they've been big, safe hits that have used things that you learn in the Heads Up Football program.
That's something they stress. We were told that way back on Sunday. The first thing, obviously, that they stress to these kids, it's going to be a rough game. There's no way around that. But to hit safe, to be safe, and that's what Heads Up Football is all about. David Salzman, Greg Tepper from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. 3:09 to go, fourth quarter. What was a 14-3 halftime lead is ballooned to 34-3 by this U.S. under-18 select team. So the select team will win, but the under-18 national team fell Wednesday night. Shut out, in fact, by the Canada under-18 squad. Shan goes out of bounds.
And you can see, honestly, the progress of Football Canada when you watch the offensive line. And I hate to keep harping on it, but these offensive lines for the Canadian teams have been outstanding. Across the board, they've been very, very good. They may not have the size, but they've definitely got the technique. It's just that they haven't had that in the passing game yet. What a catch.
Great catch by Lamb. He actually cut inside. The throw might have been intended for Simpson, but it was Lamb who cut to the sideline. We'll see it again, and he hauls it in.
Gordon Lamb, kind of adjusts to, I think, what was a bad pass and ends up coming down with it. Wow. Gordon Lamb, a tremendous catch. The 5'11", 175-pound youngster from Kitchener.
He's impressive. Now the look for Lamb in the end zone, and incomplete.
His feet were in. but the ball was not. And they were looking kind of for the back shoulder fade. Ended up not working.
I was about to say, that's the development of the passing game, even up in Canada. Only in the last few years have you seen the proliferation of these back shoulder throws. But great effort. He made the catch, just not in bounds.
I've been impressed with him. I've been impressed with Tavion Shand. And then there's a number of defenders that I've been impressed on the Ontario squad. The scoreboard's not going to show it, but they've had some really bright spots on this game. It's just that the United States has been all over them.
Second down goal for the 10. Mason Brown in the pistol. And has some room in front of him. Instead throws, and I don't think Simpson was expecting that pass coming right at him.
He had a lane, and I wonder if he had cut it up and maybe cut it back against the grain, if he could have scooted into the end zone, but alas, he opts to throw it. It falls incomplete, and it'll bring up 3rd and goal on the 10 for the Ontario squad.
We'll see the Ontario under-17 team in our nightcap against the U.S. under-17 national team, 7 o'clock Central, here in Arlington, Texas on ESPN3. Trips to the short side of the field. Lamb on the bottom of your screen. And, Brown was looking at him and powering his way through the line. That was Ikeel Byers from Fayetteville, Arkansas, breaking that play up.
He's playing for his coach, Daryl Patton, the coach at Fayetteville High School, and Ikeel Byers, number 69, with a very nice stop there. It's going to end up being he might have just stepped on his foot. It may have been something as simple as that, but number 69 coming up with a nice play.
USA calls timeout.
Timeout, USA. That's their 3rd and final. Charge timeout of the half. It's a 30-second timeout.
You alluded to it, Greg. They know that the under-16 national team did not allow a touchdown. At least the defense did not. And so this under-18 select defense looking to do the same, wanting to talk things over before this 4th and goal play from the 14. Our game MVPs presented by Rydell and Kenny Pickett. We saw a lot of that. Throws to Kyrie, Callie, and company. Kenny Pickett on the day. 3 touchdown passes. Here's his first 21 yards to Isaiah Karan. He looks steady and decisive. I think that's the best word to describe him, Greg. There's the touchdown pass to Chris Bell. Kenny Pickett, the MVP of the United States today.
Decisive and a quick release. Been very impressed with that, and he knows where he's going with the football, and then all of a sudden it's there.
And so on 4th and goal, that pass incomplete to Lamb, and the U.S. is held. They'll take it over with 1:34 remaining.
They were looking for the tunnel screen there to Lamb. Not a bad play, get the ball into the hands of your most explosive playmaker, but the United States holds, and for the 2nd consecutive game, barring something absolutely crazy, the United States will hold the Canadian offense out of the end zone.
I'll say it again. The first game you could tell really quick, especially with Jalen Maiden at quarterback for the U.S. under-16 national team. That was going to be one-sided against the Alberta under-16 squad. Sure enough, it was 43-6. This is 14-3 at the half. Ontario's under-18 squad making progress. Just very impressed with how the U.S. under-18 select team came out. They scored early in that 3rd quarter and then never looked back as they will roll here.
Here's swinging gate again. Daryl Patton, do you even sleep?
Here's Karan. And Karan with the first down run.
I just pictured Daryl Patton's hotel room is just covered with whiteboards, and he's got these crazy plays drawn up and just using it all as they go to the swinging gate and end up giving the ball on the end around to Karan.
So what, is this the next stage in American football where the offensive line now winds up anywhere?
I am totally in favor of breaking the mold when it comes to football. And this is an opportunity to try new things. This is an opportunity to use this as a laboratory.
John Cron in at right tackle. And this is Hall at quarterback on 1st down. That's incomplete.
Boy, that just looked like a schoolyard play there.
Gordon Lamb is the MVP of Ontario, boy, deservedly so. Our MVP is presented by Rydell. That's one of many great grabs for the 5'11 receiver from Kitchener. Gordon Lamb, what a bright future ahead for this young man, the MVP of the Ontario under-18 team.
Yeah, you had 2 choices here. It was either going to be Lamb or Shand, the running back, and Lamb really the only source of big-time explosiveness for this offense.
This is Fugere. And out of bounds around midfield.
And a a big cheer from the crowd as they've traveled from Anahuac to watch Denton Fugere here on the carry. He gets around to the edge, a nice run here, makes a nice cut, gets upfield, and I believe the entire Fugere family is here from Anahuac down in the Golden Triangle area of Texas, and give him a show.
Right from midfield. Briggs, who has a touchdown today. They're looking to score more. He gets out of bounds as the Gatorade shower on Darrell Patton. Well-deserved as they've been dominant today. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
We didn't talk a whole lot about Melvin Briggs the second today, but he is as decorated a running back as you're going to find out of North Carolina. He's a co-offensive player of the year. He was all-state. I mean, he's done it all. 1,800 yards as a junior, or as a sophomore this year.
Even though he went out of bounds to keep the clock running, that pass through the hands, incomplete, of Denton.
My mistake. Melvin Briggs II was a junior this year, so a very bright future ahead for that young man. Good form on the Gatorade shower, I thought. A lot of things can go wrong with the Gatorade shower, and none of them did there.
And probably our final play of the game, as Briggs all the way past the 30, and a dominating performance as the U.S. takes a 3-2 lead over teams from Canada, 34-3. The under-18 select team over Ontario's under-18 squad. Domination the second straight game today by the teams in Stars and Stripes.
Yeah, forget the 34 for a second. The defense was what was so impressive for the United States, swarming to the ball, outstanding tackling, and then just a lot of great passing attack here. Kenny Pickett was fantastic, and the triumvirate of wide receivers, Isaiah Coron, Christopher Bell, Kyrie Cali, all had outstanding games today. The United States, I think, clearly the better team in this one.
Come back and join us at the top of the hour. The final game of the 2016 International Bowl presented by USA Football. U.S. Under-17 against Ontario's Under-17 squad. For Greg Tepper and our entire crew, I'm David Salzman. So long from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. This has been a presentation of USA Football on ESPN3.